I'm pleased to introduce today's speaker. Today's senior speaker is elected by his class, Rocky Hansen. The chirp of the birds, the soft crunch of the pine needles under my feet, the lush, verdant forests resurrected by spring after the dead winter months, the smell of vegetation, mossy and damp, the sound of raindrops on the forest canopy far above, the peace of the space. These are some of the things I observed this spring on one of my routine walks during my study hall. It was refreshing to escape the monotony of AP study, the aggression of phone and computer screens, and the buzz of everyday life to find refuge in this safe haven surrounding Christ School. It struck me that this space has been here all along, waiting to be appreciated, but I'd just been too immersed in the day-to-day experience and the grind of school to truly appreciate its worth. Too often we get caught up in the grind of things or immerse ourselves in fake worlds like social media or a made-up scenario in our head and forget to pause and look around in the real world. Really appreciate what's around us, who's around us, to be truly present, right here, right now. I've learned that these little moments of being present are absolutely crucial. It's similar to exercising. When you work out, you don't actually get stronger right then and there. It's simply the stimulus that prompts your body to get stronger. The strength is gained by recovering, like sleeping. Being presently aware is where you regather your bearings and prepare to get back at it. It's also how you generate ideas. You absorb information, and then your subconscious mind processes it into something of use. It's true with relationships, too. When you are presently aware in conversation, actually listening, rather than just nodding your head and saying, yup, you truly engage with the person and develop better relationships. In a generation where so much value is placed upon how we look, what we do or say, or how we compare to others, I think it is crucially important for us all to pause, take a moment to appreciate what's around us. Drop that phone, pick up your head, and really live instead of investing so much of our energy in how others perceive us. Whenever you're stressed out, or caught up inside your head, pause. Take a moment to observe what's around you. Your world is not crumbling. This is one of a couple of things I've learned this past year that serve as anchors for me, principles I can fall back on to keep me, like a ship, in place. In an era where each and every step we take is judged and ruled, I feel it's important for us to use these anchors to keep us grounded. Anchor 2, just keep swimming. This past February, I sustained a stress fracture that sidelined me for 6 weeks. This meant training went back to the stationary bike and the introduction of a new part of cross-training for me, swimming. I took swimming lessons when I was a kid and I never had trouble with it, so I assumed that swimming would come pretty easily. I was wrong. I had never swum seriously, so it was an unfamiliar experience to basically start over and get better at something from the ground up. It was a struggle at first, and to be honest, I really disliked it. But I kept going back to the pool, reminding myself to stay patient. I just kept swimming. Each time I did these crazy restricted breath holds, I would repeat, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, like Dory from Finding Nemo. Slowly but surely, I started to get better, and things started to click. I no longer resented the pool as much, and the breath hold sections became easier. Fast forward to April 8th, after 7 weeks without real running workouts, I was able to go out to Arcadia and came back with a big personal best and a decent race. As a class, like Mr. Euler acknowledged in the awards ceremony on Wednesday, we went through a time of tremendous growth and change, not only for the school, but for the world. In our freshman year, COVID hit and prevented school and life from being normal for more than 2 years. We had a headmaster change after more than 20 years of Mr. Krieger serving that role. As a society, we had to take long, hard looks in the mirror to address anachronistic customs and norms. Change has been all around us for our high school careers, but look where we are now. We are here at graduation, better as people, and things are somewhat normal again. We stuck it out. We reflected on what needs to change, and we grew. We just kept swimming. Whether it's figurative or literal, just keep swimming is a great thing to fall back on when you feel unsure of the future. I was able to come away with a big breakthrough on the track with this mindset. As a class, for those who stuck around, we fortunately got the pleasure of a normal senior year. As a school, we now have a new direction and vision under the leadership of new faculty, which is a hard act to follow after the previous success of Mr. Krieger. All in all, positive change is brought when sticking things out, when we stay the course and keep grinding. Whenever you feel unsure of the future, remember, just keep swimming. Despite what that weather radar may say, with the right anchor, your ship will still be there the next day. Trust your anchor. Just keep swimming. Anchor 3, don't overthink. Simplicity is your friend. Ethiopia is historically one of the best countries at distance running. They hold 3 of the top 5 marathon times ever on the men's side. The women hold 4 of the top 10 marathon times ever. Many people have tried to accredit their success to one factor. Some say it's because Ethiopians live at altitude, some places over 7,500 feet elevation, which produces more red blood cells. Some say it's because Ethiopians genetically have longer Achilles tendons and higher calf insertions. Some say it's because some Ethiopians have to run long distances to get to school. But really, it's not one particular feature or workout that is the key to their success in running. The reason for the success is quite simple: simplicity. Ethiopian runners make 1,000 birr per month, a paltry $50 US, so naturally they have to keep things simple. They wake up early, around 5:30 a.m. They do their training. They eat 3 meals a day. They nap and sleep. They do long runs in hills, sometimes speed. There is no secret to their training. Their lives are grounded in simplicity and consistency, making them some of the most successful runners in history. At my first cross-country race this season, I came away with a personal best and a win, but I expected more from myself. I felt that I had settled for comfort during the race when I was capable of more. This sent me on a downward spiral, overthinking the whole thing and basically being really hard on myself. This generally made my mood worse and didn't help my situation. But eventually, after talking with my parents and coach, I snapped out of it. I returned to what I knew. I knew that the training that my coach prescribes works. I do it. I like to push myself, and I do all the recovery routines. So I returned to these simple facts, and I moved on. And it worked. I broke through in the next race, pushing myself big time and scoring a personal best. It happened again during track. I overthought one race, returned to simplicity, and made a breakthrough. It's quite easy to overthink each and every moment, action, or decision because it's human nature. For our ancestors, a single action or decision may have meant life or death. But things have changed. Thankfully, most people don't have to worry for their livelihood at each and every turn. So there is no need to overthink. When you make a wrong decision, or have a bad race, a bad game, bad test, learn what you can from it, then move on. Return to what you know. Anchor 4, remember why you fight. Another part of the human mind that tends to hold us back is short versus long-term thinking. As humans, we are terrible at seeing the bigger picture because, like I mentioned earlier, everything was life or death for our ancestors. This means we make quick decisions. If something hurts, we want to stop. If we're tired of working, we want to stop. If something seems fun or entertaining, we want to do it. We don't take into account the long-term effects of our actions. That's why it's important to remember why you fight or who or what you fight for. This will prevent you from making those short-term decisions that could hurt you or others in the long run. For example, I run because I like to push myself, I like to work hard, and I want to inspire and affect others in a positive way. I run for my coach, who puts so much energy into my teammates and myself. I run for my teammates, who show up on the track with me every day to grind. I run for my parents, who have sacrificed so much for me to just chase my dreams. I run for the Christ School community that provides me with the resources to be successful and ceaseless support. I don't just run for myself. I run because countless people around me have put so much energy into me because they believe in me. I can't let that go to waste. The point is, when things get tough, you need to remember why you fight or who or what you fight for. If you only did things for yourself, then you would quit when things start to hurt. So remembering your purpose will help you push forward. If you don't know why you do something or who you fight for, ask yourself, why do I do the things I do? What drives me? Take into account all the people who have shaped you into who you are. When the going gets tough, when the waters get choppy, go back to those anchors. Remember why you started and who you will keep going for. To the Christ School community, I want to thank you all for your incredible support of the students in the classroom, on the field, track, or court, and in our lives. We thrive because of you. I am eternally grateful. To my fellow seniors, we are about to enter some choppy waters, some uncharted territory. The journey ahead will be hard, I can assure you that, and it will get stressful. But remember this, you always have your anchors. Stay present, just keep swimming, keep things simple, and remember why you fight. Thank you.